Hey, good evening, and this is Purple Power Live. How are everyone? I just messed that up already. How is everyone? There's Brenda, there's James, there's Barbara in South Carolina, and there is another Brenda, two Brendas right next to each other, and Kay and Barbara and Lisa, and Dean from Decatur, Illinois, and Len is here, and Salvador, Jesus is here from Salvador again, Cindy and Jennifer Edmonds. And there's Sandra, there's Ron, there's James, and there's Dreamweaver, and Miss Ashley, and there's Bobby V. Hello, Bobby V. And Ted, and Travis, and Dee Carla, and Jennifer, another Jennifer, and Michelle, and Vincent from New Jersey, and Deanne, and Melissa, Amy, Brenda, and Ablua, and Diana, and Mike. There's a lot of bees in the room tonight. Tony, and Peter, Anna, and Darla, and Josh, and there's Barbara, and there's Keith, and there's another Brenda. Hello from Texas. And there's Mike and William and Jessica and Toby. And there's Solo 757. Well, that must be the plane. Erica, Mark, and Shannon with a horse in there. Lisa, Scott Watson is in there, and then N for and No and Monica and DeCarlo and Richard and Patricia and Susanna and Mike and Henry. Well, how is everyone? Someone dropped me a comment this morning, said, I watched that Purple Power live. Can you just cut out where you say hello to everyone? Just get to the point. Just don't say hello to anyone. Just get to the point. I just want to know something. Just don't say hello to anyone. Just be really rude. Just get to the point. So apparently I'm not supposed to say hello to anyone. It is the new thing. So, oh, God, Rent Assistance. Barbara Perez got Rent Assistance. Well, congratulations. There we go. There's another one. Another success. Barbara Perez. What city and state are you in, Barbara Perez? I'm saying your name a few times so I remember it for myself. I didn't bring a pen on set. But that's another success story. There we go. It's moving really quickly. There's Jared, there's Tamika, there's Vincent. Point needs to be sharpened. Cindy, love the show. Well, thank you, Cindy. Working from Mexico City. Chato, hey, ¿cómo estás? Linda, Georgia. Patricia, Barbara, Miami Springs, Florida. Okay, there we go. So I had another one I helped in South Florida. So there we go. That's congratulations, Barbara Perez. So congratulations. Hopefully I'll remember that by the end of it. I can always play back my own tape if I forget what I said on camera. So that's the benefit of being on camera. So tonight let's go over a couple things. Let's first go over CARES Act 1 grants. Then let's go over escalated benefits, and then let's go over EIDL and try to get to some escalated benefit, and then try to get to some hazard pay if we have time. So when we talk about CARES Act 1 grants, I want to go over a couple things to start. First, I said a couple things a few times, but I want to make it very clear. I'm still getting comments from SSI, SSDI viewers that say, I'm on SSDI, hence I don't qualify for anything. No, 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 no. That's exactly why you do qualify for something. So SSI and SSDI would absolutely qualify for rent, for food, for a stimulus check. So you absolutely qualify. Next, one person actually had a comment and said, I don't want a grant because it's too much debt to take on. I thought things were sort of obvious, but it's grant. It means it's granted to you. It means it's free. There's no debt with a grant. Then another person said, I don't want a grant. I just want a stimulus check. Well, guess what? Most grants are 3 times the value of a stimulus check. Nancy wants to give you a $500 stimulus check. The grants we're talking about here are thousands, if not thousands of dollars. So, that is why I'm focusing on, thank you, Linda, for the super chat. So that's why I'm focusing on getting you money right now, where stimulus checks take a longer time to get. Then let me turn to finding the grants. What I want to say is, thank you, Alicia Barron, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. What I want to tell you for grants is that they are in every city and state and county. I've seen someone said something like, it's not anywhere in my entire state. That's simply untrue. I mean, I actually detailed that state. What I want to say to you is that these things have been going on for a while. Some are being announced right now, some are going to be announced, some have been announced. So, you're tuning into me this day. Don't presume it's there that exact minute. It may be there last week, it may be coming up this week, it may be right now. So, stay positive and keep on looking. Then I can only wait for stimulus. Everyone can wait for stimulus, but a lot of people can't afford to wait for stimulus, and that's why I'm getting you money right now. Grants in Massachusetts. I've detailed grants in Massachusetts. And Massachusetts is certainly a state that if you are on unemployment benefits, yes, Scott Watson for 320. If you are on escalated benefits, what's important to understand is that I want you, if you're on UI, I want you to consider um, getting the full as much escalated benefits as you can in Massachusetts because Massachusetts pays out a lot. All right, next, let me go to finding more about finding the benefits. I get a lot of really kind, wonderful, caring, thoughtful messages from people saying, "Can you look this up for me?" I want to make it very clear that I absolutely would love to look up everyone's grant for them in every single city and answer every email. I just don't have time. I literally don't have time. So I don't want you to think that I'm ignoring you because I'm conceited or I'm negative or I'm, aloof or I'm egomaniacal, anything like that. I just don't have time to answer. I'm getting all these emails and say, "Can you please look for it for me?" No, I mean, the reason why I make the recordings is to empower you to find it. Now, I do get some people that say they can't find it because they're not good at a computer. That was the purpose of launching the Purple Power delegate several months ago, where people can send messages to each other. So when you're in a chat like this, if you need someone to help you, see if there's someone that said they found it and can look for you. Or on a video, if you're in a video and you having problems finding things, say, "I'm having problems using my computer. Can someone help me?" It's better than saying, uh, and that's how we can help as a community, help one another. I don't have superpowers. I only do superpowers on television. So there you go. Next, let me turn to unemployment benefits. Unemployment benefits is so much money. It really is. And so let me ask who is in the room who is on or has been on some type of UI or PUA, whether it is expired or you're on it. Say yes or no if you have been or are on some type of UI or PUA. Yes, yes, me, yes, yes. Yes, me. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so there we go. So we have a good number of people in the room. All right. So then the next question, Chad, no. So the next question is of you on unemployment or PUA, were you making more than $18,000 last year? Were you making more than $18,000 yes year? Yes or no? Yes, no. Screen stopped. Yes, no, no. And that stopped. Yes, 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 yes. 18,500. Just made it. Yes, no. Uh, I made 10, so yes. So it's about 50-50. So any of you who made over $18,000 last year on UI, then you absolutely have to consider doing the escalated benefits. Someone sent me a nice message a few minutes ago, said, "Where do I find how much I made in 2019?" That would be on your tax return. And then I've had people say, "Well, I didn't declare any taxes, even though I made 35,000 last year." I said, "Well, you have a problem." go to the casino to solve that problem because that is a problem. Uh, you know, but no, you look at your tax return. So ultimately, if you made over $18,000 a year, you should be applying, you doing escalated benefits. Thank you for the kind message from Hawaii. I just saw that. So you should be doing escalated benefits. And if you made over 25,000, you should absolutely do it right away. Then EIDL. You should be doing EIDL if you're an independent contractor or if you are a Grubhub or an Uber or a Lyft driver. So now I just saw two people in the room that are PUA. I don't know if you're the original PUA, independent contractor. So let me ask anyone who has been on let me ask, has anyone in the room been on PUA as an independent contractor? There's Colleen. Anyone else who's been on PUA as an independent contractor, gig driver? Yes, 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 no. My talk is yes. Home daycare provider? Yes. And then the screen stopped. And then yes, no, yes, yes, yes. My dad. Okay, so there you go. So generally, if you are on PUA, and I mean the original PUA, there's two types of PUA. There's some people who are on a PUA since March, and there's some people who went on a PUA because they ran out of UI. I'm not talking about that situation. I'm talking about my PUA people. If you have been on PUA since March or April or May or June, July, that's when you started, then you should be going to get EIDL. Someone just said EIDL ran out of grant money. I know they ran out of grant money. I'm talking about EIDL, the normal EIDL. EIDL is a fortune. And what I want you to understand is that this is a lot of money you can get right now. And people should not be afraid of getting money. There's Land. He got 24,000 EIDL. People should not be afraid of getting money that they qualify for because what's the alternative? Homeless or $24,000? I've actually had one viewer I've done videos on him, Shurin, who is a longtime viewer of this channel. He was literally holding out for his EIDL all the way down to the second. And because they offered him 4,000, wasn't going to cut it. He lived in his car. Finally, he held out, and they offered him a lot of money. It was more than 15. I think it was like 25 or 30. So, March PUA. So you need to be doing, if you are a March PA, like RJ just said that, who qualifies for EIDL? So you qualify for EIDL if you are an independent contractor, a gig draw, a side hustle, sole practitioner. And let me explain what those are because I say those terms and I think that sort of scares people. They don't know what those words mean. So Uber, Lyft, yeah. These are all the yeses. Uber and Lyft, Grubhub, Postmates, Airbnb, electrician, plumber, all those type of things. If you are on PUA, it's because you're not a W-2. It's because you do your own side hustle. Now, what's important to understand is you can also have a side hustle and also be a W-2. So you could be like a grocery store worker, but also be an Uber and Lyft driver at night. You could apply as your side hustle. So there's Chunks. That's his name, Chunks. Not saying you're heavy, just Chunks. There's Mike. He's an independent driver. You should be doing EIDL. It's with your EIDL money. It's not. Excuse me. It's with your independent driver money. It's not with your other income. So, for example, if your Uber and Lyft you made $7,000, but at Macy's you made $60,000, you're not applying with the $60,000. You're applying with the Uber and Lyft money that you made for it. Sorry you're late. Well, that's okay, Nicole. You're in here now, so thank you for joining me. So you need to go get that. It's sba.gov. It's very, very simple. And who is a Uber or Lyft driver or some type of driver like that in the room? A truck driver, someone like that. Say yes if you are. If you are an Uber, no. Me, Mike. There we go. There's Mike. Uber. There's another Mike. Uber. Ron. Yes, Ron. Daycare. Yes. Oh, yes, yes. Wow, those three yeses in a row. Whoa, boy. Arturo. And Champion. And Craig's. And then a no. And then Patricia, yes. Can I apply for EIDL while I'm on bankruptcy? I don't. You have to do your credit check. I believe so. Tad, truck driver. Yes, you qualify. There's Dion. So wow, that was like 7 people in a row. Landlord qualifies. Landlord does qualify for EIDL. Truck driver, coffee vendor. If that's what you do, yes, you can go get that coffee. I lost the coffee guy. Sorry, coffee guy. Census driver. I don't know what a census driver is. Notary signing agent. Yeah, I mean, notary is your own business. Yeah, absolutely. Apply as a notary. Of course, that you don't have an employer as a notary unless you work at a bank or something as the notary. Sure, absolutely. Go get that. Is there a minimum for Uber to qualify? No, there's no minimum. You don't. There is no uh, minimum or thing that blocks you from applying. There's only one thing, two things that require you to apply. One, that you declared your income, and that's on your tax return. So if you made $6,000 from Uber Lyft, you declared it to the federal government. If you put it in your pocket and you did not declare it, you can't go get a loan from the federal government on money you didn't tell them you had. That's just naughty, naughty. Then the other thing is you have to have make sure you get your Experian credit score from Experian Vantage 3.0, at least 570. I detailed down tonight's check. It's in the link of this video, and that's not a big deal. It's not. It's 570 is really not much of anything unless something catastrophic has happened, like someone stole the ice cream from your fridge or something like that. SSDI. Yes, SSDI, you can be getting CARES Act 1 grants as detailed in this channel. And everything that I talk about of the first three things. Artists, yes. Artists, I actually did a video with, and boy, the first week of this channel, where an artist went and got an EIDL. They were a little bit slow on doing artists at the time. But they're now doing it now. Thank you for the super chat, whoever that was just then. Um, Graphic designer, absolutely, you can go get it. Can you get PUA and apply for EIDL? Yes, you can. Yes. I got an EIDL loan for less than 570 credit score. There you go. So, I mean, it's changed over time. 570 is currently where it is now. It has changed over time. There was a time in which people were denied higher, but it's generally 570 now. Neither. How does what does SSI get? So you would get the CARES Act 1 grants, rent, food, and stimulus. Any programs in Florida, help programs in Florida. American Robber just said that. Don't rob anything in Florida. I just actually had one viewer in this chat tonight from Florida, who from Miami Springs, Florida, I think it was, and she said she got a grant, and she just announced it in this chat tonight. Is there help for Florida for rental assistance? Yes. There's the second person asking the same question. South Orange, in Orange County, Florida, they announced a grant for stimulus checks. There's Barbara Perez. She's the one who just got it. So Barbara Perez just announced she was able to get a rent grant in South Florida. But Orange County, Florida launched a stimulus check grant 2 days ago in South Florida. I don't know where Orange County is in Florida. I know some of the counties, but I don't know that one. I'm on SSI. I can't find anything for Kentucky. Keep on looking. Keep on looking. Will adult dependents get a check? Yes, under the second stimulus package. How about babysitting? Can't because of the virus. If you declared it an income, yes. If you just kept it in your pocket, no. Um, that's just a mean comment that person wrote there. San Bernardino. Oh, San Bernardino had a lot of grants. I remember them back in the day. Um, SSDI in North Texas. Yes. Yeah. Same thing. SSI. Can I use a business loan? Can I sell cars on the side? I missed the comments. So there we. Sorry, it went really too fast. Um, Helpful grants, happy holidays. Yes, New York. New York had a rent grant, which I actually detailed on this channel a lot. It had actually two rent grants. New York was slow on dispersing the grants, but was doing some of them in August. I hope there are some still going on. Can you get a loan for getting help to get an apartment? I don't understand the question, but I can only understand so much. Can't find grants in Indiana, Wisconsin. Keep on looking. I got $17,000. Oh, Manuel got $17,000. Can you resubmit income to challenge? Well, the question was, can you do a reconsideration for EIDL? Absolutely. You can do a reconsideration for EIDL. Hi from Houston. Hello from Houston. Real estate agents, yes, I've had real estate agents get EIDLs, absolutely. Um, how about grants in Pennsylvania? Um, I have detailed grants in Pennsylvania on this channel. Taxi, absolutely, taxi. You should go get it. I've had taxi people get EIDLs, of course, if it's your own cab, as opposed to you drive a cab for someone else. What do you get for UI benefits? How does it work? How do you get UI escalated benefits? Okay, so watch the I did a Twitter nomination for the vacancy in California. Is that for the Senate seat, Barbara Perez? Is that for Senator Harris's seat? Yes. um, for doing escalated benefits, what you're doing is you're looking at your 2019 tax return, and you're starting. Oh, thank you, Barbara. And you're starting at your base level benefits, and you're trying to raise it up because every state has about a 200 has a 200 dollar range from base level benefits to higher level benefits. And what's important to understand, oh, thank you for the super chat, Anna. And what's important to understand is that you can raise these benefits based upon your 2019 earnings. You either qualify or you don't qualify. And generally, if you made over $18,000, you can raise a little bit. If you made over 25, you can raise more. And if you made over 30,000, you can generally max out. How about sawmill owners? Sure. I mean, if that's your own business, absolutely. Boston, Massachusetts, anything. How about taxi cab driver? Absolutely. Absolutely, taxi cab driver can get EIDL. That's the same as Uber and Lyft. Absolutely. You should have already gotten these things. Caretakers, if it's your sole practitioner, if you're sole business. Wow, now it's really moving really fast suddenly. Anyone found a grant in now it's going really good. There's like five different conversations going on. EIDL calculated my part-time job. Wow, it just went too fast. Boy, I can't even read if it's more than one line. Um, how do I file? So you go to sba.gov, sba.gov, and look for economic injury disaster. It's so strange because this channel was birthed on EIDLs. That's what sort of put me on the map. That's what gave me the popularity because I was so good at getting people the EIDL. And at that point, I did everything taped, and I would just basically I had about maybe 100 comments a video, and I would just read the comments like this. And that's how I learned how to do it, and I helped viewers, and I solved their problems. Now it's sort of different with the ability to do live chats, so we're able to do it in a different way. If there was a way that I could just do a live chat for just EIDL, I would do that as well. So if I drive a taxi, I should be able to get a little bit of money. Absolutely. I mean, if you drive a taxi and you made $5,000 last year, you can get 2,500 probably. If you made 10,000, you could probably get 5,000. Again, here's the calculation. It's line one of your return, the Schedule C, your gross revenue, the highest number, the gross revenue, before any deductions, before anything. Gross revenue. The second line is cost of goods sold. Whatever you put in there, if you put in zero, if you put in, $100, it's line one minus line two divided by two. Very simple. So you made $6,000. If line two is zero, you're going to get $3,000 loan. Line one minus line two divided by two. Very, very simple. You must have some super speedy ability. Yeah, I'm able to read. I'm able to read like the first line. I grab it before it moves up. If it moves up too fast, then I miss it. It's oh boy. See, I just missed one. I was in prison. I'm on SSI. Do I qualify? Yes, absolutely. The fact that you were in prison before does not mean you don't qualify. And there's a big law about people that miss their first stimulus check if they were in prison, so incarcerated. So that you need to look into that as well. Speaking Gonzalez. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Mary. Um, Again, anything when you're on disability in Missouri, you should do this CARES Act 1. Oh, thank you, Nancy, for the super chat. Um, why are we not getting stimulus? Where are we? We're not getting stimulus because we're dealing with a bunch of nincompoops. I mean, you see how I deliver the videos. There's a reason why I don't drop into the negativity zone or the exasperated zone or the really pissed off zone, which I could really be, because it's just crazy. I mean, it really is crazy. And I could just, let me just say it this way. There's another channel, for example, that does sort of shock, you're going to die, you're going to crash and burn videos. Just, every time I look at it, like, oh my God, it's like a horror film. I'm like, you could certainly look at the situation that way, but I'm not going to look at the situation that way. But yeah, these people are just really horrible. These elected officials, their time has passed. They should not be in Congress. And people keep on saying, LA, should you take Harris's seat in California? It's like, the rest of these people aren't doing anything right. It's just, guess Thanksgiving will be another day. Well, we'll do something here for Thanksgiving to figure out how everyone stays positive. And where is a list of all your shows, please? Oh, Steve Watson, where's a list of all your shows? So on the community channel, usually in the morning, I'll tweet an image that's blue that has all the shows on it. And it's generally accurate. I removed one of the shows just a few days ago to get some more sleep. And so that and then you can when you see that image, which is usually at about 8 o'clock in the morning, it's a very blue image with waves and has all the show program and time slots in there. And I've been really good. They changed something on YouTube that I can literally get everything in the right time slot right now. So everything has been on time for about a week, which is really good. How do you get money when you're a disability in Missouri? CARES Act 1 grants. Um, Steve Watson, thank you. You appreciate it. Can we make an executive order happen before Thanksgiving? It's up to this president. I just don't know what his thing is. The landlord plot again. How do I apply? Landlords, for EIDL, the thing I have not mentioned is property owners, landlords can apply, real estate agents, um, real estate salespeople, contractors, plumbers, ATX services, EIDL, MROG. Yes, you can apply. Absolutely. You either have your income as your Schedule C or you have it as a separate business tax return. And absolutely. And if you have multiple businesses, each business can get their own EIDL. I've had a lot of viewers. I did a lot of videos about that, where you can do this business has its tax return and it got an EIDL. This business had its tax return, it got an EIDL, and you did this. That was actually the example that I always talk about with a viewer that got the Airbnb or the Uber EIDL in 3 days. That viewer had actually gotten another EIDL before, and he asked me a question, and I said, "What did you do?" And I said, "Oh, so what else do you do?" He says, "I do Uber and Lyft." I said, "How come you didn't get Uber and Lyft for EIDL?" He says, I know I can get one for that as well." Of course, if everything is kept separately, you can do both of them. Should I be able to get more money from EIDL or PPP? PPP is not around anymore. It's likely to come back, with her hairstyle. But it's PPP is gone at the moment. EIDL is still literally there, which is surprising. What about gardeners? Yes, absolutely. Yes. I mean, you probably make, at least 25,000 a year on gardening. Um, and there you go. All right, so Val, that's already 27 minutes. We didn't get to Hazard Pay tonight, but maybe we'll do it tomorrow. If you have questions or comments to tonight's video, drop them in the comments below. This is a taped recording this evening, so if you're watching, this was a live recording. I just told you we're all taped. This was a live recording. You were watching it live. This is not an animatronics version of me. This is not a robot. This is actually me. But for anyone who's tuning into later, this is a tape recording. Finally, passing goodbyes for tonight. Bye, Miss Ashley. Bye, Wanda. Bye, Carol. Bye, Priscilla. Bye, Rommel. Bye, Angela. Bye, Marcia. Bye, Ruth. Bye, Anne. Bye, Wiki. Bye, Kimberly. Bye, Ingrid, David, Lakeisha, Flash, Michelle, Scott, Jody, Chris, Meg, Jordan, Amasha, Patricia, Moji, John, Jose, Becky, Hakeem, Barbara Perez, Emoji, and Thomas, and Shalia, and John, and Stephanie, and Regis, and Miss J, and Matthew. All right. And have a beautiful evening. And watch Check, which is in the link to this video. It's a big one. As I always say, if I want to stay smiling, I say LA for more.